Hi everyone, trust you all are doing well. So in this case, we've done a lot of work to get to this part right here, but all of it is learning. Just take it as learning, and it will actually improve you quite a bit in your development career. All right, so what we're going to do in this one is we're going to process this form and dispatch it in our jobs. So let's get started. Right, so in our tag controller, what we will have is we've got our store method right here. This will handle basically creating our tag. Right, so we got our tag request in there, so everything is good. So let's quickly dispatch the job. So right, there's two ways. As you can see, I've got suggestions here. Let me just show you both. Let me just bring this one down as well. Sync. All right. Now the first one here will send it to queue. This one will actually execute it immediately. Now for the tags right here, I don't need to do that. So I'm just going to delete the first one. But if you want to know it, I will maybe make a video about that one. All right, so let's quickly do a create tag. Let's get that job. And what we want to do is we want to basically create a tag from the request, and then we just pass in the request like this. All right, so after we've done that, then we're going to return redirect the user. Now, where do we want to redirect them to? We're going to redirect them to the route admin.tags.index with a message and a success message. Okay, and we're going to just say tag created. All right, like that. But now there's a thing that I want to show you. Right, if we dispatch the job like this one, as it is now, right? Let's go to the created tag job. As you can see, I never mentioned anywhere about the slug. All right, so let's quickly open our tag model. This one right here. As you can see, we got a slug right in our fields. All right, so that is mass fillable. All right, so we got even everything in here. Now the thing is, I don't want the job to actually create the slug. I just wanted to put the name, add the description. Just add this field in there. Spelling mistake there. Just add the description and obviously upload the image and save it in our folder and basically save the path actually in our database. Now, in order to create the slug, what I will do is I will create a tag observer that will observe when any time when a tag is created, then it will create a slug from the name field that's get passed through. Right, so let's quickly open up our terminal and actually create that observer. Right, in order to do that, we just do PHP artisan make observer. And we're going to call this one the tag observer. Like this. Then you press enter. But before you do that, press M and add a tag field right there. It will just create a resource kind of observer as well. So press enter. Right, so our observer is created. So let's close off our terminal. Right, so let's go to app. You will see we have a new folder called observers right there. And you will see we got a tag observer in there. Right, so as you can see, handles when a created event is fired off. This created. This one updated will handle the updated event and so on and so on. The one that we're concerned about right now is basically the created one. All right. So let's get this tag. Okay. When we're going to get basically the slug of that tag. And then we're just going to bring str slug. All right. Just make sure that you import this at the top. The eliminate support str, just make sure that you import it right there. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to, from this tag name, we're going to create a slug. All right, now there's another thing that we can do as well. But we're going to do this with the post, but I just want to mention it here. We can concatenate basically a hyphen like this on here, and now timestamp. Just want to mention for those that might not see the other episodes but want to know how to create a unique slug. All right. So basically, if we have, like, for instance, a post, right, I will have the post name or post title actually, then I want to just concatenate basically a hyphen with the current timestamp, just to make that slug very unique, because we're going to have a lot of authors and I want to do that when we get there. But for now, we don't need to do this. I just want to mention it, right? And then we're basically just going to save the slug like this. Right, so now we got our observer created with our created method in it. The next thing that we want to do is we want to actually register this observer. In order to do that, we're going to go to the providers and the event service provider. Just remember, when the tag event is fired off, the created one. So let's go to the event service provider, and in there we're going to go to the boot method. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to bring in the tag, then we're going to observe, all right, and then we're going to observe basically our tag observer class. Where is it? Let's bring it observer class like this. That's all we have to do in here. Right, so the tag will observe, basically the tag observer. So anything, if the created method is fired off, right, so that event fires off, this gets called and it will create a slug from the name of the tag. Right, easy peasy stuff. All right, that's the first thing. So now we created our observer under app observers, tag observer. We registered that observer in our event service provider in the boot method. All good. Now the next thing that I just want to mention, if you go to our save image, right, I just made a couple of updates in here, just not actually a big one. Right, so we bring in our image, okay, then we put that file in a public file in the folder, and then we create that image, okay. Now the target path, this one right here, is basically the storage path with the app / the path right here. So this path right here, I'm putting in there. So when we make the image and we save it and resize it, we're just going to save it in that storage target path right there. So basically in that target path, just add this line right to your code right there. Okay, so I'm just going to save this up. All right, so just obviously keep this as is, just add this line right there. All right, so after that is done, we can go back to our tag controller and let's quickly see if we can actually dispatch this job. Create a tag and actually go to the index with a tag created. Let's get started. Right, in here I'm just going to get an image, anyone, and I'm just going to put a name, right, in the description. I would just say some description like this. Fingers crossed, hopefully no errors. So let's quickly create it. As you can see, tag created, so we got our success message right there. And if we go down, you will see we got our name field, and we got our slug, and we got our timestamps and everything right there. Obviously, we don't have the actions yet because we're still going to get to that CRUD part of the application. All right, so let's quickly go to the database and see what this field actually looks like. All right, so as you can see, we got our name, we got our slug, we got some description, and as you can see, the image is actually saved in that path right there. So let's quickly go and see if we can, under the public folder, we can actually see this. Okay, let's go there. All right, so in our view right here, we're going to go to our storage folder under app, public, under tags, you will see we got that image saved right here. All right, so that one right there, let's go and see if we can see it in our public folder. Tags, you can see, we see it right there. Okay, so all good. So that's it. That's an end of this one, guys. And if you like the video, please give it a like. If you have any questions, please ask them for me in the comment section, and I'll see if I can help you out right there. And yes, give it a thumbs up, negative or positive, whatever kind of feedback you have, please leave it for me in the comment section, and I'll love to respond to them. Thank you, guys, and see you in the next one. Adios.